Alright, welcome back to another league race, this time with TMC in Japan. Dry qualifying, dry race, happy days. I was worried for a wet one here, especially in Suzuki, it obviously can happen. So, heading into this one, look, in the past, Japan has been my favourite track, and the pace has been good to me there. A little less so this time, but a track I still thoroughly enjoy the challenges of. Especially like 2017, 2018. 2017 is probably my best track, but not so this one it seems. But we'll get into that as heading into quali. Here's my first. Of course, we're rocking the pumpkin helmet again. Why not? 28.7 banker. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. I botched my second run. By this stage now, Stevie G and Javier have smashed it. Well, not quite yet, because 8.36. You can see a moment there for Big Shack, and had to get the hell out of Dodge there. That could have been bad. So, I don't think I was on. I don't think I was on a flying lap, but I was on. It might have been on in my in lap for my second lap. But here's my final lap. You can see I'm in P3. CVG, Weiberg actually have both smashed it. And we're going to improve here. You can see where the time was made up. There we go, 28.5, narrowly behind Weiberg. Javier ends up jumping me in the end. So like a 28.1, 28.3 there for Javier. Some really good times. So it's going to be P4. Which is disappointing, but I'm not going to lie, because I was hoping to be a little bit further up. But yeah, sadly, because obviously it's a difficult track to overtake around, but sadly that's not going to be the case. So we see Bullet Boy there on the hards in 7th, so that was interesting. Yeah, heading into this one, let's see what we can do. I'm hoping to avoid penalties, of course, as we always try and do. So obviously softs to mediums. Thought I'd bring back the stint of the lap or so. And add a bit more fuel. I ran like 2.5 laps fuel in practice, and like it was nowhere near enough, because you want to use them rich quite a bit here. You're going to see the issues though later on. So 5 red lights. And away we go as the sun bursts through. Good start in terms of not being under threat from behind. I was most afraid of having a bad start and then, have be under pressure. But heading into turn 1 and 2, just going to try and file in. It's actually amazing how slow you go in this first lap. I didn't realise. But you literally are just cruising. You're just going to take us nice and slow. It's impossible to overtake unless you make a mistake, essentially. Although Sergio Perez might disagree with that. But yeah, no one's close enough to do that though. So we're going to try and fight through. See, Bullet Boy's already up to 5th on hards, and I think great. So, yeah, just trying to negotiate this first lap. Of course, I have to be careful into this Degner here. Don't want to get too much damage. Sorry, not damage. Penalties, of course. So, you can use Rich heading up to here for sure. You can engage sometime that. You can use Rich heading out of the Dunlop curve or heading into the Dunlop curve. You definitely want to use Rich up here. Like, there's a lot of places on the track you want to use Rich for. So you need to have a lot of fuel on board the car. Actually, around 3.5 laps to start the race. This wasn't even enough in the end, not even close. So, anyway, I dropped it back a little bit. I was like, oh crap, I dropped too far back here on into that hairpin. I dropped too far back here of Weiberg, but thankfully that wasn't the case. The most important thing is to be within DRS here. Like any track really, because if you're not within DRS, then obviously you're vulnerable to the car behind. And you struggle to pull along yourself with the front runners, but already you can see kind of a gap emerging between the top two, Stevie G and Javier. A bit of a wobble there for Weiberg heading out of the chicane there. This chicane heading out of it as well is tough, because you have to be so careful of the bump. You can't just go flat to the mat. Well, you can a bit more so in the race, but less so in qualifying. Just that bump there is really, really tough. You can see the front two pulling away. Weiberg there. It's not the greatest run out of Spoon. Like, this could be an opportunity if I get in the slipstream. Running 310 wing for a bit more stability on the rear. So slipstream, no DRS of course, but reeling in nicely. And he goes defensive. Rouse takes the racing line. I thought about a jink to the inside, but I was like, nah, isn't really going to make it happen. It locks up on the brakes. Had to get right off the throttle. And of course Weiberg is reserving this race, by the way. And that puts me right under the pressure with Bullet Boy. Not only are Stevie G and Javier getting away up front, I'm now stuck behind Weiberg, and now Bullet Boy's behind me on hards. So I'm showing very good pace on these hards to keep up with these softs. So suboptimal was the word I would use to describe this this start of the race. A mistake there from Weiberg getting out of turn 1. And he's going to be a little bit all over the shop here. You can see that's going to allow us to gain right back. See Bullet Boy right behind us. So you see the gap already. You see Javier and Stevie G. So This is not good. I need to get them done with this quickly because it's hard to make up time here. Otherwise, I get a safety car, and I was hoping penalties would come to the fore. So yeah, just all over the back of this Williams, like it was last week in Russia, and the Williams is holding me up here. So really have to try and get this done. But again, Japan's over. It's tough to make overtakes here, so it's difficult. And so I'm just conscious, you know, can save fuel-ish, can save ERS to an extent. A little wobble there. So yeah, I mean, I understood this phase of the race how important this was to get this move done. But of course, it's easier said than done, of course. And see why runs like I spoon this time. He locks up a little bit. Keep it at fourth, nice and tight. So good run through there. I'm nice and close heading out of there, so I can put into overtake, and like I got a much better chance this time. So how do you weigh up a move down here? Because you could go down the inside, and I thought about it. I was like, no, this is too dangerous. So back off on the throttle. We're going to go defensive, so we're going to go to the outside this time. Not later on the braking, but a little bit of contact. But we get this move done. I thought I would have absolutely compromised my run out of that last time, but thankfully not. I was hoping Weiber could keep Bullet Boy behind him, but with DRS, of course, obviously, you know, racing side by side is going to compromise your run out of there as well. So Bullet Boy's going to slip through, and yeah, so we're in P3, but then Bullet Boy's right behind us in P4, and his pace on these hards is really good, man. So by the time I think it was 4 or so, it's like actually Javi's got wing damage, so that's going to bring him out of contention here. So he's going to pull into the pits. So yeah, he comes into the pits. That puts me into P2, and you see the gap. I am 5 seconds is what I've lost to Stevie G as a result of being stuck behind Weiberg. But here, a very poor run for me out of Spoon. I was just hoping to avoid a warning there, but it's going to bring Bullet Boy into it. I'm like, is this how much is this worth fighting? Because I've not got a ton of ERS. I'm going to stick to the middle. You know, he's not going to be able to overtake there. I'm going to stick to the middle of the track here if I can. He wants to try and overtake on the outside gopher, but yeah, it's just like, how do I keep this? Like, to what extent do I fight this? So he gets a good run out of the last turn, and yeah, I mean, yeah, I just put that into medium because I just let him go, because A, I don't lose any time by doing this, and B, maybe he can keep me within. I can keep within DRS, and then he can pull me along to help a bit. And I was within DRS the first lap, but the second lap, then lap 9, I'm going to come into the pits. Weiberg is pitted by this stage as well, so conscious of that. There's a Toro Rosso, I believe, as well as we come. So see what kind of space we emerge into. Yeah, I mean, like the front, CVG's gone basically. There's no way I can come back from that unless he gets at least 2 or 3 penalties. We'll see about Bullet Boy later, but we're going to be ahead of Weiberg by a little bit. Tekken here is in front and a little bit in front, so my hope was that, okay, maybe CVG could trip up on some of these guys. Squad like Matt Holmes is in front here. Tekken, who's reserving tonight, or reserving on this race, so yeah, that was my hope. But it's like clutching at straws at this point, because the race is kind of no longer in my hands. The only thing I can do is just keep going and not get any penalties, and that's all I can do at this phase of the race. So yeah, so you can see the gap to Weiberg. I don't know what was like 4 seconds or so. It was like 4.4 seconds. Then into the pits then. This lap is PFC Steve. We're going to jump then to 5th. I think, yeah, so CVG's already pitted. He's just come out then. He's well up the road then. So I was hoping he'd trip up over these guys, but I get no such joy from that. So we soldier on. Lap 14. You can see the time. Not sure what I was doing here, to be honest. I see 4.4 seconds left to Weiberg. Bullet Boy, you can see there's yet to pitch. He's just coming up to the Degner. So on his hard, so yeah, just soldiering on at this stage. I don't know why I left this in, because there's nothing really going on here. Much like this race. So yeah, basically Bullet. So here's the so basically it's lap 24. Like nothing happened. You can see Stevie G's there 5.5 bit seconds in front. So Bullet Boy pitted on from his hard. He came out in front of me and on his softs and just blitzed it, just absolutely blitzed it. His pace was on another level today, so fair play to him. He wins the race. For me, I just just put it down, and saving fuel in the ERS here is an absolute joke. So yeah, I just kind of just took it nice and easy. I was gaining over the guys behind me. Didn't really care if CVG pulled out in front, because it didn't even matter anymore. It's going to be P3. So yeah, I just kind of just took it nice and easy. I was gaining over the guys behind me. Didn't really care if CVG pulled out in front, because it didn't really matter anymore. It's going to be P3. So yeah, I just kind of just took it nice and easy. I was gaining over the guys behind me. Didn't really care if CVG pulled out in front, because it didn't even matter anymore. It's going to be P3. So Yeah, P3. Look, can't complain. Ultimately, like I got stuck behind Weiberg, but I don't think that really mattered. I think obviously Bullet Boy's pace we see is was way too much, and Stevie G I think was the similar story. So yeah, that was difficult. No, sorry, it wasn't difficult. It was boring more so. But look, I'll take P3 for sure. Another 15 points, another podium. I was told yesterday it's 10 in a row now. So yeah, so. Yeah, Bullet Boy absolutely ridiculous pace. Like should be Div 2 really, but yeah, there you go. Race with him. He was in front of me by 20 seconds, so yeah, he absolutely blitzed us. CVG had one penalty. I had no penalties this race, but again, that didn't matter for anything. I don't think it would have mattered anyway, even with the first stint there. So yeah, quiet race. Just I was just issue that obviously I drifted a little bit away from CVG that second part of the race, but obviously it's just because I was just in cruise mode. Just get to the end of the race and yeah, just go from there. Nice and easy through all the bumps, low ERS managing as well. Yeah, so all of that stuff. So anyways, that's Japan. Not a very exciting race, but one we did make up a position from P4 up into P3. So can't complain about that. You can see my lap time 32.3 there. So yeah, a little bit slower. So look, that's going to do it for this. Yeah, very shorter video today, but yeah, there wasn't a lot going on in this race. So second phase of this race was fairly dull. So that's going to do it. Next up, I believe, is Mexico. A track has been good to me recently, and I've enjoyed recently. We'll see if that continues in this one. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching, and until next time. Suzuka, Malaysia, yeah, they were big ones.